Well, g'day guys, it's Huey back for just final thoughts on the heavy metal DLC for BattleTech, and I was having a bit of a rant at the end of the last episode, ironically for Unity, when the game decided, my whole system decided to have another blue screen of death. And I've noticed it's something that only happens with BattleTech. Whenever I'm recording with BattleTech, and I'm not the only one who's complained about this, with the Unity-based games, the massive crashes and memory leaks they seem to have. And lo and behold, I was just about to finish up the last video, and it decided to just go. So it was as if the game didn't like me bitching about it. But don't get me wrong, I mean, I love the game. I've put about 1,000 hours into it. I know, like, people out there who just have put way more into it. I just don't find it particularly fun doing repetitive missions over and over and over and over. Unless there's a story-based campaign or mini campaign or some sort of story based behind it, something where you don't know, you don't know how the story is going to unfold. I know there are people out there who say, I make my own role play as I go along. You have no imagination if you can't do that. No, it's not that I don't have imagination. I just prefer to be engaged in a story where I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Where it's all well and good to make up your own story, use your own imagination, but you kind of know where it's going to go when you do that. So, yeah, if that makes sense. But anyway, as I was saying, I still think that the heavy metal DLC is probably the best value for money. I would say it's on par actually with the original Flashpoint DLC. Just reiterating, I don't think Urban Warfare was worth anywhere not what they were asking, and still are. So, is it still a little overpriced? I think so, but I don't think you're gonna have as bad a taste in your mouth if you do decide to go for heavy metal. If you're a fan of BattleTech, then fine. I think go for it. If you can find it at a lower price, either on sale or through a third-party seller, although you'd be hard-pressed to do that right now. I found actually not too long ago the cheapest price was on Steam. You go through Green Man Gaming, it was actually more expensive. So, if you can wait a little while, if you don't want to, you want to go out and buy it on Steam, I don't think you won't feel as ripped off as with Urban Warfare. Like I just refused to pay full price for that, so I just waited until that was I found that on at a lower, much more reasonable price. I think it was like $14, which I think is very reasonable for a DLC. Maybe $20 Australian. But yeah, definitely not $30. And so I quite enjoyed this career mode, even though we did quite poorly. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I got veteran status, which is okay, I guess, but I feel I did rather poorly. Though the story, the story of the Irwins, it's it is what it is. It's a story, so that was the main focus. So I enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. But I'm going to leave it there. And so that is the end of our career mode as the Irwin Taipans Mercenary Company. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said in the last video, let me know your thoughts on whether you think BattleTech is worth the money, the DLCs. What do you think? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Paradox community, the forums? And the what I consider to be the elitist attitudes of the vocal Kickstarter backers who plague Steam and the Paradox forums. So let me know your thoughts on them. I mean, look, I tend to think that those guys are a vocal minority. Most of the Kickstarter backers probably don't really get involved too much in the arguments. Yeah, but I do really feel that some of the community does tend to have a my way or the highway attitude, and they feel entitled to having a, you know, because we're a Kickstarter backer, we want the game this way, otherwise you can piss off. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on them, and if you're a Kickstarter backer, do you agree with my assessment on that? Like, or are you one of the silent majority that think the other Kickstarter backers give you a bad, a bad reputation? Because yeah, it tends to lead me to stay away from Paradox forums. I used to frequent them a lot, but now I don't. I just got tired of being dismissed with everything. Just like, no, the developers had this in mind and that's the way they're going to do it. And it's sort of like, I've never encountered a gaming company like that was just so close-minded to suggestions. Yeah, I think the vast majority of game developers I've dealt with are like, okay, we can take that on board. Or that might be rather difficult, but we'll give it a crack. Like Keen Software House told us so many times with certain suggestions we can't do it, it's too difficult, and then a few months later they were able to do it, and they do it. So, you know, what are your thoughts on HBS and Paradox being sort of a bit more close-minded? I want to say close-minded. I mean, I did mention in the last video where there are examples of HBS sort of trying to compromise. I gave the example of the Urban Warfare DLC where they added... People were screaming about wanting an expanded star map. So instead of actually expanding the physical size of the star map, they just added 50 star systems within the existing one. And then prior to the Heavy Metal DLC, people were screaming about wanting more campaign expansion. So as a compromise, they did the mini campaign, which I quite enjoyed. I thought it was a decent length. I mean, in its own right, it could probably be called an expansion, just with the length of the mini campaign. It was a decent length, so yeah, I thought that was a good compromise. The 50 extra star systems within the existing map was just crap. I thought it was crap. No, people were looking for, the people who were asking for it were like, no, we want a physical size expansion, like further into the inner sphere. They just weren't willing to do that. So yeah, I hope the modding community steps up and does what HBS was completely unwilling to do, or, you know, I don't want to say unable, because I do think they were able to do it, they just didn't want to. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that as well. And, yeah, we'll see you next time. Maybe I'll do another career mode, maybe I'll do another campaign playthrough. Let me know what you'd like to see in BattleTech. But for, you know, the Space Engineers will be coming back soon. And let me know if there's any other games that you've seen me do in the past that you'd like to see again. And just let me know your thoughts on the Let's Play in general. Alright, well, this is Huey signing off. Hope you enjoyed that career mode playthrough, and I don't know, we'll see you around. Take it easy, everyone, and bye for now.